Yeah, inshallah,
Yeah,
inshallah.
so, bro, anyway, so would you like to introduce yourself? Just say who you are.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. My name is Yusuf. I'm a mentor in Bolton with special needs children. I'm also a fitness enthusiast, and that's one of the ways that I met Muzzy
Yeah.
himself.
I think the first time we met was at the Zeal Fit event back in
That's
September.
correct, yeah.
It was an amazing event that. But I already knew of you beforehand from Instagram and stuff, and from friends.
Oh,
Uh,
did you?
yeah. So it was nice to finally meet you. It was good.
Yeah.
It was an amazing day.
So, what did you know of me so far, if you don't mind me asking?
But I knew you had a large following on Instagram, so I was like, oh, this guy is quite big, isn't he? But me and you in person is really nice, man. You're a really nice
Um,
guy, and you're quite upfront.
um,
It was good talking to you. It was a good day, and obviously we've been training together as well sometimes in the
yeah,
gym.
yeah. I met you when you were doing shoulders, I think. You taught me how to do some rare delt exercise. Is that right?
Yeah. Back in the days, it wasn't too long ago, but it feels like I've known you for a lot longer.
Yeah. He's just see you quite a few times, that's why, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
definitely. So, how you find this situation, man? Quarantine, man.
you know what? To be honest with you, so because I work in a school,
Yeah.
things are quite different. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we broke up a week before Easter actually started.
Yeah.
That's a big problem, not for us, but for the children itself.
Mhm.
So the children that we work with, they come from special needs backgrounds, rural backgrounds, which are not safe to be in.
Yeah.
All this type of stuff, like drug abuse and alcohol abuse.
Mm.
So due to the fact they've come from that background, school is an escape for them. So they
Definitely.
come to school and they feel different. They get fed on time. They get to go places that they've never been before with their parents due to the fact that their parents are not safe enough to go to these places. So
Mm.
when they come with us, they just don't know how to comprehend, how to understand where we're going, why we're going there. They don't know how to act in society. So
Mm.
in this school, we're not only teaching them with education, we're teaching them how to be a human,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
that makes any sense. Just basic things like wash your dishes after doing them.
Mm.
When you go out in public, don't start shouting randomly. Act appropriately,
Yeah.
dress appropriately, all this stuff. Just getting them ready for the college life and for
Real
what's
life.
going to
Yeah.
happen after high school. Due to the fact that we can't control what happens after high school anyway.
Definitely.
So for me, the big whole the quarantine situation, lockdown situation, is more affecting me due to the fact that I don't know what these kids are going through right now. They're
Yeah.
stuck at home,
Exactly.
and we had to make phone calls once a day to these students just to ensure that everything's okay. Chat to
Mm.
their parents, chat to their carers, and chat to the kid itself. And just chatting to the kid, you can just tell they're not the same. They
Yeah.
find it kind of difficult to be stuck at home. They'd rather be outside with their friends, out and about, just as we would have done if we were
Definitely.
kids.
It's,
So I think
not-
on
yeah.
a
It's a sad
kid
situation.
like that, yeah. What do you feel?
I think for people like that, in your case, because you're the teacher of these students, right?
Mm,
To be able to go to school is like more like a privilege for them because they don't really get that kind of a home setting. You know what I mean? And being out of the house and in a kind of a stable environment as opposed to what they normally used to is what's good for them, isn't it? But now that we're in this quarantine situation, it's hard for them to actually, be able to have that kind of an escape, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
How is a school facilitating for that? Are you stopping education completely, or are you doing online classes or something?
So due to the fact that our students can't comprehend certain attention spans, we
Yeah.
can't do online classes.
Ah,
So
okay.
what we've done instead, we've sent homework packs home.
Right.
So the basic necessities, which is the English and maths,
Hmm.
and then we have artwork, any GCSE that is not as difficult for them to get into. We've
Hmm.
sent them that. So in each individual student will receive a different pack. Yeah. So for
Specific to them.
example, yeah, specific to them, so they don't find it difficult in what they're doing and they don't get bored.
Hmm.
We got the basic necessities from dot to dots
Yeah.
to colouring to basic maths, and then
Mhm.
you've got the algebra side. The whole angles,
More
all that
academic, yeah.
perimeters areas. Yeah, so different students will be at different levels.
Mhm.
Even though a child is in year 11, he's
Mhm.
still studying year 8 stuff,
Yeah.
which is absolutely crazy if you think about it that way. If you were
Definitely.
taught year 8 stuff, if you taught year 11 in year 11, year 8 stuff, you'd be
Yeah.
thinking, I've been doing this for the past 3 years. Why am I still doing the same work?
Exactly.
But to them, every week is like literally like a new week. If I say to them,
Yeah.
you learnt this last week, they'll
Hmm.
be like, no, we didn't. literally they don't believe they did, and it's so
Yeah,
confusing because I'm like, I'm learning with them now on
definitely.
how to adapt with them, and I feel like I'm going back into high school but as an adult. But yeah, so we start with homework packs, and we drop these homework packs off,
That's good.
had conversations with the kids, and just try to go through it with them. Like,
Mhm.
okay, this is your maths work, this is your English work, and then you get abuse. So, what have you sent me homework for? So,
Yeah, I guess it's harder now to kind of keep him in the range, but no, that's good. That's really good. So
I feel for the parents, if anything, to be
yeah,
honest, because their parents now have to keep them in check. Because
yeah,
their parents got that break of 7 hours a day.
yeah. It's
Do you know what I
going to
mean?
be hard
They
for
don't
them,
get the break.
but they'll have to adapt, eh?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
so I was going to say, so now that you've stopped working at the school, are you doing
Mhm.
anything extra outside of well, quarantine, I guess?
Outside of quarantine, let's say, we're talking money wise, or
Talking
how
work. So what are you doing for work-wise? Are you just completely stopping?
Oh, so we have to do reports, reports on the students,
Yeah,
feel like what we could do to help the students improve,
that's good.
situations have we been in, and what we could do differently, all
Ah,
this type of
right.
stuff. So it's the basic necessities of the actual job.
That's
It's not more hands-on anymore due to the
good.
fact that I'm not actually in the school. It's more
Yeah,
just using the laptop, going over a few work, seeing why they struggled here, why they struggled there. So that's most of the work that we have to do. And as people will be watching this podcast, obviously, there will be teachers and there'll be
yeah.
mentors who'll be watching this as well. And they'll feel exactly what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people, a lot of public who are not in this sector,
Mhm.
they feel that because we get 14 weeks a year holidays, yeah, look, see, you're smiling so straight away. 14 weeks a year,
Mhm.
and we get slated for it all the time. We're like, how can you get 14 weeks paid? Yeah, 14 weeks
Yeah,
paid a year, and everyone's like, "Oh, you teachers have got it easy." Blah. What we actually haven't. We've got a really different vibe with the children. We have to build that certain connection with
yeah,
them because we're not their parents. So
mhm.
for us, every day is a battle,
Yeah.
and for the parents, I guess every day is a battle as well.
That's
But
true.
we feel for the kids, like especially my kids, where they've come from and what they're going through every single day. It's difficult to even catch a bus. Never mind doing anything else for them.
That's
So
true.
yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
it's
So what are you doing in your quarantine days, like to cure for boredom? Because I know a lot of us just sitting around not doing much really. So what are you doing right now?
So I've read up on a different few ideas on what to do and what not to do, etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is not my idea so far. I'll tell you what I've read up, and then I'll tell you what I feel I've been
Mhm.
doing right now, which is right for me. So sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep is a necessity, right? And
Yeah.
when we're in the working life, we don't sleep as much. We sleep maybe 5 hours a day, get up, do a bit of uni work,
Yeah.
and everything does pile on. So with quarantine now, I feel like you can get more stuff done.
Definitely.
You can you can concentrate more on yourself, get your 8 hours sleep, wake up a bit later if you need to wake up later, do
Mhm.
some work, be a bit productive. I feel like what we should do is not sit down all the time, not be on our phones all the time. That the whole phone situation, the whole social media situation is it's not a boredom killer. It's
Yeah.
killing you mentally.
I agree with that. Definitely. You get
But
kind of
you don't see that.
drained mentally from just being on your
Yeah,
phone,
yeah, yeah.
sat in front of the screen. It's not good for your mental health either because you're cooped in a house right all day, and all
Hmm.
you're doing is staring at a screen all day. It's not good for you. Definitely not. So I agree with you on that part. Mhm.
Yeah. And then they bring out apps such as TikTok, and now everyone's on TikTok, even myself on TikTok. And I don't know why. I don't even know why I joined it.
I've not jumped on the bandwagon just yet, but yeah, you never know. You never.
But I'm telling you, actually, you've got some really good videos, your workout videos, the way you've edited them,
I don't
and
know how
all
you
that stuff. So
incorporate
TikTok
it in the
work.
TikTok kind of platform though. I don't know how that works.
I can go through it with you. I can go through it with you if
Actually,
you want.
another time.
Another time, yeah, yeah.
We'll
So,
drop. Yeah, man.
like you said, the whole bandwagon thing, yeah, that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because if you wasn't in the quarantine situation, you'd be living your life as normal. You
yeah,
wouldn't be thinking about joining TikTok or
yeah,
what time should I upload on Instagram, and should I like this or like that, all that stuff. It comes into factor with the fact that you're sitting down doing nothing.
mhm. That's true.
So yeah, the stuff that I read up on was be productive, try and do something different every day, try and grow your mind as well as your physical being. Like you see a lot of home workouts going on, etc.
Yeah,
So what my daily routine would be is 8 hours a day, get my sleep in, wake up. I'd normally work out in the evening.
Yeah.
So I'll probably help mum and dad, help mum with the kitchen, do some stuff with dad. I'm trying to learn how to cook at the moment. So inshallah.
I get you. As we all are.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause for me, I've always wanted to, like, this is like a whole Bollywood thing now. So I've always wanted to serve dinner to my wife or serve breakfast to my wife.
It's me actually. There's a certain therapeutic side of cooking, and it's good. It's good, definitely.
Yeah, but it's romantic, isn't it? Like, if you bring food to your wife instead of your wife bringing food to you, she's just like astonished, like, what? He's got these brilliant looks. Yeah. He's got these brilliant looks and he cooks. What is going on?
Hey, the whole package there.
Yeah. So so cooking I think is essential. Working out, getting your sleep on time. Maybe you could catch up with a series here and there, but information-wise, let's be informative. Yeah. Mentally, what are you doing?
For sure.
Honestly, like, what are you doing for yourself mentally? Yeah. You're getting your sleep in. You're getting your workout in. Mentally now, working out is what does keep me a bit stable, a bit more humble, a bit more grounded. As you said yourself, isn't it? It's more of a mental game than it is a physical game at the moment.
Definitely, at the moment it is, because for sure. And the release of endorphins, it makes you feel a lot better. And the fact that you can't go out, it doesn't really help. But at least having that stable thing of exercising every day and dedicating that small bit of time to just working on yourself is definitely good during these times at the moment. And because of recent news as well, that this could last for like 3 to 6 months. For a lot of people, it's quite a daunting thing because a lot of people are not used to kind of staying in one place. They're always used to going out and about and being in like their own little spaces. So it's now more than ever that you got to look after yourself and your mental health. Knowing that we're going to be in this situation for a lot longer than we actually think we are. For sure.
They said, was it June, September, roughly?
I think in June they're going to assess the situation. As far as I know, I'm not an expert, but they're going to assess what's going on and see what the deaths are like, if the deaths are rising, the cases are rising, or whatnot. Not too sure exactly, but I know that June isn't the point where we're going to get back to normal. It's more like September is where they're going to be like, okay, maybe you can allow people to start, going out a bit more and get back to normal. But the stage at which we actually completely, everything's good, we're all good, you can all go out, you can start living your lives again, it'll be a long time. I think so. The vaccine for the virus, it'll take a long time, I think.
Do you think they've already got a cure for it or a vaccine for it?
That's a bit of getting into the conspiracy theories now, but I think with this virus, because it's so deadly and it's spread so vast, I think obviously the governments are trying to do what they can to find a vaccine and everything. I just think it takes a long time, and it takes a lot longer than what people think it would take. Because at the moment we don't know a lot about this virus at the moment, so you have to understand it completely to find a vaccine, a cure. So I think it will take a long time before somebody actually comes up with something. But others will argue that there's already a cure out there, and for now it's just a waiting game, really.
Okay, cool. So how do you feel like China got rid of it?
China, well, I think from the onset, once they figured out, okay, we've got a virus on our hands, and they already knew what was going on, even though they never let it, get to the media.
Because they control their media.
They knew the severity of the situation, and they had procedures in place. For example, lockdown. So they introduced a lockdown a lot faster than we did. The UK, for example. I think because of that, and the what's it called? The police getting involved and really kind of being strict on keeping people inside. I think that must have definitely had a part to play in reducing the number of cases. And as now, they're getting back to normal, aren't they? Wuhan. So I think definitely them having them strategies in place quite fast and implementing that lockdown was quite direct in how they fought it, really. But for us, I think we reacted quite slowly. With the school.
I think we were quite calm about it, weren't we?
We didn't really understand how bad it could actually get, and I think that was our kind of mistake, really.
I remember I was looking at the numbers when it first started, and it was going from like 20,000, 30,000, and I've never thought to myself that it could rise up to now around what 600, maybe 700,000 plus, is it
I think so,
average?
something like that.
Yeah,
Global.
so
Yeah.
cases are flying now. Like you should. When I looked at the stats, China was first.
Mhm.
China was obviously because due to the fact where it started. Italy was sitting second, Spain was sitting third, and then the USA. Now tables have actually turned. China is dropping down the table quite
Yeah,
rapidly,
it's crazy.
and USA has just topped up.
Exactly.
And the USA is at the top of the scale. I'm just thinking to myself, how did USA become so oblivious to what was actually going on in China
Yeah.
and not try and close it down as not as quickly as we have done,
Yeah.
but why haven't they concentrated on certain factors on how not to spread this and how to avoid a situation like this happening with them?
Yeah, I think in times like this, you got to question the leadership a lot. I think in the news, Donald Trump has been in the news a lot recently for allegations of just lying to the
Yeah,
media, lying to the
say
public.
China.
The Chinese virus, eh?
That's what he says.
But I think he just, instead of lying to the public, actually tell them exactly what's going on, and doing more for the actual country that he's serving. I think he's not doing enough, and I think he really needs to step up and do something, or at least have somebody else like kind of push him to put
Yeah,
certain measures in place.
yeah,
Right
yeah,
now, he's losing the support of the people, I think, as far as I can see,
yeah,
the
yeah.
media, from just lying. I think being truthful is a way forward, really, and he needs to do a lot more for the country, as far as I know. But
Yeah, yeah. So I read up just on the weekend gone that they've decided to invest around 1.7 trillion, 1.7 trillion to
yeah,
avoid this whole situation of more deaths, more cases, etc. I've never heard of 1.7 trillion in my life, so I don't even know how many zeros that's got inside it.
I think no matter
But
how much they're investing in this, right? The main
yeah,
thing is not the money, no matter, oh, this is how much I'm contributing. It's what you're actually doing, and actually having certain like steps. Okay, this is what we're gonna do now. This is what we're gonna do after that. If it gets to this stage, we're gonna do this. Actually having a
yeah,
plan laid out, and actually we're guilty of this as well, UK, because they didn't really give us much guidance as to what was going on. They kind of just they kind of like thinking on the feet, really. Like if this happened, like say a surge in cases, then they do this instead of having these procedures in place. I think that's the downfall of how we could have really stopped this at the start, really, if we had
yeah,
implemented that.
if they concentrated on how serious it could have been.
Yeah, definitely.
See, I just feel like we aren't even in lockdown right now.
Yeah,
If you do honestly, if you go for a drive to the meat
yeah,
shop or
you'll
you
see a lot
go
of people.
just for your daily shop, there's a lot of people out.
Yeah,
Honestly, there's a lot of people out, and I'm
personally,
telling you, like,
I'm working hazard anyway, so I see a
yeah,
load of people constantly coming in. Yeah, they're wearing the
yeah,
mask.
yeah,
Yeah, they're wearing the gloves and stuff. But that many people out on the streets, it's not really good, is it?
yeah. Of course, then how are we going to stop this situation from progressing?
For sure.
I live next to one of the main parks in Manchester,
Okay.
and I can smell barbecues. Honestly, I can smell barbecues. I'm talking like from sunrise to sunset, I can smell barbecues. As long as the weather is good out there, even like right now, it is quite cold right
Yeah.
now. Strong winds, etc. But still, there's people out there having picnics, going for daily walks, and not only with their family, like we're told to do. Just go with
Yeah.
your family, immediate family, and no one else. It's
I think
more,
two people is, I think, two people or at least your family members or something like that.
yeah. But
Yeah.
people are going with their friends. This is the time out of work,
Yeah.
so as a progressed holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So even with this now, we're getting this 80%. Is it 80% that you'll be getting for wages? I think
I think
most
it's
people are
80%
getting
of
that.
what you're earning. I don't know exactly the actual numbers of it, but
Yeah, yeah,
80% of something. But I don't know. People are taking this quite lightly, uh, where it needs to be a lot more stricter.
yeah, yeah,
For sure. Just people walking about, people just going to parks and stuff. I think the police are trying to do what they can. Like I think they've implemented like a £90 fine if you get caught outside. Just
yeah. I've heard about that. Yeah,
aimlessly
yeah,
not doing anything really, and having no purpose. Like say, if you got shopping to do, fair enough. If you got to go to the park for a walk or something, fair enough. But
essentially.
going against what is you're actually meant to do, it does have consequences. But I think there's
Yeah,
not enough police or enough people enforcing the lockdown really.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are realizing that, and they're just going out for a walk, going, not really
I,
having.
I've heard there's lockdown parties.
Yeah,
You heard of this?
I've heard of that as well. So my dad's an Uber driver as well, himself.
Yeah, yeah.
He work at the moment is not really busy, but whenever he does get
I know.
a
Yeah.
customer, they're going to these houses, they're going for a party. I'm thinking, what are you doing? And
It's
he comes
crazy
on
though,
telling me,
isn't
like,
it?
these people are a bit crazy. I don't know what they're doing. Just 20 people in the house. It's not ideal, is it?
Honestly, it's because I'm telling you, because they haven't got work in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could people who drink, you could drink as much as you want. People who smoke weed, etc. Because you haven't got work in the morning.
Mm,
Yeah, and
true.
you're still getting paid. Like I said to you, the 80%. So if you're getting paid to sit
Yeah.
at home, why not get paid to go to a party?
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that's how they most of these people do see it. But what they don't understand is, due to their minor actions of going to parties, it's making a major difference on how our situation in this quarantine will be
It's going
because of them.
to get worse and worse.
Exactly. Yes.
And we need to start doing something now, as opposed to later on when we shouldn't have allowed this to happen.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Because if we're following the trend of Italy and Spain, it's going to rise and rise and rise. I can't remember who I heard it from, but they're saying that in May is when it's going to peak. If you think about it,
Yeah.
we've got 2 months, between now and, well, a month, sorry, between now and May,
Yeah.
for these cases to surge. So it's not like it's getting better anytime soon. And
No.
the better we can enforce this lockdown, the faster we can recover, I guess, from this whole situation.
But that's the thing. Rosie, that's the real thing. If we just listen for 3 weeks and stay on ultimate lockdown for 3 weeks, this situation won't happen.
Yeah.
In 3 weeks later, May will not happen. We won't have this whole pandemic being uncontrollable and being in a situation where we won't be able to go out properly.
Yeah.
Just a 3-week lockdown. Do it ultimately. If they need to send the army out, I've heard about this. If they need to send the army out, send the army out. Close everything down. We'll suffer for 3 weeks. For the rest of the year to go well, 3 weeks is nothing to suffer
window
for.
where we just don't go out, don't do anything, and just stay indoors, really. I was going to touch
We're
on.
lucky to have the internet.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. A lot of other countries, a lot of other people are in the worse conditions than what we are. You know what I mean? We're grateful that we have a house to live in. You know what I mean? We have a bed. We're not kind of completely, jobless. We're still getting money coming in from the government in whatever little quantity, but we're still getting something. We're still able to feed ourselves. We still got food. You know what I mean? And we just got to be grateful and understand that, okay, we're in a better situation than most people, and all it is you're sitting in your house. You've got everything you kind of need, really. And I think just understanding that and trying to get through this period is crucial. It's crucial, definitely.
If you look at the essentials that we actually need, we do have, like you just said, you have food. Yeah, you have your close loved ones next to you all the time. You're living in a confined area at the moment. It's your chance now to get closer to those who you aren't close to.
That's true.
Because now you've got time in your hands. Whether you need to ring someone, whether you need to message them, whatever, it's now your chance to improve that relationship with them without actually meeting face to face. So them 3 already, and then you got your concentration mentally, which means that you don't think about stuff outside. You think, how can I improve myself inside?
Definitely.
If I'm in a closed room, what can I do for myself? Read a book. If you're Muslim, then pray Salah. If you're not Muslim, then whatever prayers you need to do, which you feel suffices you and helps you, then do that mentally. It'll help. So we have got all the essentials. We need that car in the drive right now. It's not an essential. It's not something that you need. It's something that you want.
You try to see as a positive. You're not paying any more money for petrol anymore. You're not driving about anymore. Your job's not stressing you out. People who are stressed out with their jobs and stuff, you've not got a job anymore, have you? You're free of all worries and stress. You're sat at home. The government's paying you a little bit of money, whatever. And now it's just time to work on yourself. It's kind of it's like a breather, really. We don't really get much off. You know what I mean? So you can spend time.
It's a stress-free period,
Exactly. You can spend time with your families. You can work on yourself. If you've got like a new career prospect, you can work on that. So it's more of a breather in a way. People are saying that it's a cure as opposed to a curse. This whole virus thing, because we've got a lot more time on our hands, like you said, and we
Yeah, yeah.
look at ourselves, and it's more of a breather. It's more of a breather, really, I guess, as
Mhm,
opposed to
mhm.
anything else.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from regarding that, the whole like stress-free situation. People who are going through certain jobs and they're not feeling that they're right in the situation, they're stuck in the mud,
Yeah,
etc. But also, that whole with the going to uni or
mm,
working your way up in a certain company, I feel like a lot of people just do it for the money,
definitely. Hmm.
yeah, and not for actual happiness. So for yourself, this is a question to yourself right now.
Yeah.
Um, if you were in a job and it paid really well, but
Hmm.
you was not as happy, would you take that job or would you take a job that pays less, but
Yeah.
you're more happy in?
So for me, I've always had that core instinct that, you know what, if the whole money thing, if I had all the money in the world in a job that I didn't really like, compared
Mm,
to doing something I really love and enjoy, but getting paid a lot less, I'd always choose this
yeah.
option. I'd always choose something I enjoy compared to having all that money, really. Because I think having a purpose in life and having that passion, every day you wake up in
Hmm.
the morning, you're excited, you're buzzing for the day. That's what you should be looking after. You should be going after, as opposed to money. Money buys you. I guess it buys you a lot, but it doesn't really
Hmm.
buy you happiness, true happiness in yourself, knowing that you're waking up every day and you have a purpose, you got something to do, and
Yeah.
that's the goal, isn't it? Wake up every day with a passion and a drive, really.
Yeah, see, that's the thing though, isn't it? Like a lot of people say, yeah, but I've got bills to pay. I've got stuff to pay for, which then they go for the, higher money, less happiness job.
Yeah,
But then I think they're digging themselves deeper into their problems though.
yeah, definitely.
Like, fair enough if you
Um,
get the bills to pay, etc. We understand the situation. We all have a situation like that.
yeah,
But at the same time, to sacrifice something such as your mental state, your mental
yeah.
happiness, have a
But,
long term effect
what
on
you
you.
take again is not really. It's not really good. But like you're saying, basically, the problem is that people are choosing money because of the bills and stuff, and that want to have this certain type of lifestyle, right? But I think if you put enough time and effort and you work hard
Yeah.
enough on something that you really love, you can create a lot of money out of it. So it's, for example, if you like, in our situation, if you like bodybuilding, if you like fitness and stuff, you can
Yeah.
do something in the fitness industry. It might take a while. You can create a business, and over time progress it to a point where you're earning the same money as what you would earn in that job that you hate so much. So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
there's always avenues and opportunities for you to make money from something you truly love. It could be anything in the world. You can still make money out of it, I think.
Okay. Yeah. But saying that, it's obviously from a Muslim's perspective again.
Yeah.
We believe our risk is already written for us.
Mm.
So, but then you still have to put the efforts in. Like you
Yes.
can't sit
Risk
there
in
at
terms of
home.
yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't sit at home and put 0% effort in and
Yeah,
expect
sure.
100% result and
Mm.
say, yeah, but this result was already written for me. No, it wasn't.
No,
There's
no.
more. You've set yourself up.
Yeah.
That's what's happened. So when I
Exactly.
try to advise people, I always say to them, whether it's in the gym or whether I'm just giving a bit of advice, maybe to friends, family, etc. It's more I say it's about how much effort you put in. You can never determine the result. Just as the example of your GCSEs, yeah,
Yeah.
because a lot of people have done GCSEs, and most of the people that have watched this podcast would know what GCSEs is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you put your effort into that exam, you put revision in, etc. But you can never choose the result of what's going to happen,
Yeah. That's true.
and that's with every single situation in life.
Mm.
We can always choose the amount of effort we put in something, but
Yeah.
never the result. But that shouldn't make you think, should I put effort into this thing or not?
Mm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can't get
Talking from a
get
fitness
anything out. Yeah.
perspective,
Mhm. Go on. You were saying.
say you put in compared to you actually knowing what the result is going to be.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you go into the gym, you have a mindset of today I'm going to do shoulders, today I'm going to
Yeah.
do push day, pull day, etc. Whatever routine that you have in place.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have that in place with a certain mind and certain mental state that I'm going to do this. I'm going to push myself. If I have more energy in myself, then I'll push myself more. Yeah.
Exactly.
But you couldn't say because I've done this 15 exercises today. When I leave the gym, my shoulders will be rounder.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you'd hope for it. You'd hope for it. Am I right? Because we all hope for it. I hope for my shoulders to be rounder as well. But because you put that work effort in, because you've done the research on what works for your body, because everyone's body is different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
You know that once you keep putting this effort in, the result is meant to be this bolder shoulder, this rounded shoulder. Now, if it isn't that, that's not in your control, is it?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But if it is that, you put the efforts to get that result, so you deserved it, yeah?
So
but if you didn't get it, maybe you deserve something better.
So it's basically that thing where results don't happen overnight. So it's through the practice and through the repetition and being consistent is where results actually, the fruit. You get the benefits of your whatever work you're putting in. So yeah, that's true. So could we be touching on fitness? We'll delve into what you're actually doing at the moment at home to satisfy your fitness needs, I guess. So whether that be bodybuilding or just generally keeping fit. So what are you currently doing, or what have you got at your dispense to work out at home?
So equipment-wise, I've already, regardless of the pandemic actually happening, for a couple of years now, I've had a squat bar at home.
Okay.
The 20 kg bar. Not the whole setup, just the bar itself. I have a couple of weight plates, a close row as well with the bar. You know, the hammer one that you can hold like this.
Oh yeah.
That's gold. But that's another bar. I also have dumbbells.
That's good.
So before school closed, the school gym closed, we were allowed to take some equipment home. As long as we bring it back. So I took some dumbbells home. I picked the heaviest ones. I was like, yeah, these are the perfect ones to take home today. I'm taking these home. So thank God I've got a few equipment there. I've also got resistant bands, which I do stretches with.
I'd recommend that over anything, to be fair.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. Because, some people don't have the money to buy proper dumbbells. So I think resistance is kind of like a happy medium, between dumbbells and free weights.
Yeah, of course. It's just about how your tension is and how concentration, stuff like that, isn't it? So you can make it as hard as you want it, or you can make it as easy as you want it, isn't it, with the resistant bands?
Definitely.
So workout-wise, if we're talking now, for me, it was very difficult. Like, for the first week of this quarantine, I'd literally sleep, wake up, and I'd be like, okay, today I'm going to do back day. And I'd set the weights up in my living room now. I've seen a lot of people do it outside, and I can't do it outside due to the fact that I have to go through my kitchen, back down the stairs, all that stuff. And then, exactly. I got my mum shouting at me at the same time while I'm doing all this. So to save time, I just do it in the living room. Now, I've put the setup, I put all the equipment on one side, and I thought to myself, okay, back day. And I'd look at it, and I'd be like, I'm going to eat first, and then I'll come back to you. So I go to eat. So a lot of procrastination was going on. I'd go and eat. You know what? I'm actually too stuffed now. I can't work out. I'll work out in around an hour or two. Sit down, watch a bit of TV, do something else, do a bit of work. And it wasn't happening. I just kept telling myself, all right, tomorrow I'll do it. Tomorrow I'll do it. So I was talking to one of the fitness people from our gym, from JD Gym. And she was just telling me, she was like, you know what, Yusuf, how could you, a person like you who's been through a lot in the gym, as I have like mental state and physical state, from being in a skinny posture, skinny body build, to getting big and then going back into skinny while I did my modelling. And then now I've gradually put my weight back up again. She's like, so you've been through certain journeys. How are you going to let this quarantine swallow you up? And I was like, just laid in bed. And I was like, you know what, she's actually right. I was like, what am I actually doing? I've got the equipment I need. I see people doing it on Instagram. And I think to myself, now, you know what? The quarantine will be over in 3 weeks anyway. So gym will be back open and I'll be back there.
Not anytime soon.
Exactly. And so now this has happened. I think to myself, what am I doing? I need to do some stuff. And so I have. Now I'll put stuff in place. I wake up in the morning and I'd work out one day and the next day I wouldn't work out. No. So it's one day on, one day off. And I'd work out in the evenings due to the fact that I'm more energized. Maybe I've had a nap. So and so, ate a bit more food. Can't do morning and afternoon workouts. I feel that's a bit too difficult for me.
Yeah, I know.
It's the fact that even when working out normally, we work out in the evening, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. We normally work out in the evening, usually me and you.
Yeah.
I think the part that needs to be touched up on is is having a certain room or a certain area in your house where
Hmm.
you just dedicate it just to you training, or you know, building up your fitness or something. It's getting
Yeah,
into
yeah.
that mindset. Having a certain like area in your house where once you step in or once you get to that area, you know it's game on.
Goes on.
You're gonna get right into it. It's just that you know mental switch in your head.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think it'll take a while to adjust. But if you keep associating that one area in your house, for example, for me, it's in my main living room. In the corner,
yeah.
we've got
Same as
a
me.
treadmill there. We've got all the dumbbells and stuff. So for me,
Yeah,
every time I go in that room, you got to mentally like kind of have that. Okay, this is where you know I go to lift weights. This is where I go to train.
yeah,
Keep reinforcing that in your head. I think that's one way you can actually kind of motivate yourself to get into it.
yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
See, what my parents and my family done at the moment is when I enter the living room to lift weight, they have actually given my space. So
Yeah.
they give me like an hour and a half. Everyone's either
That's
in the
good.
kitchen
Mhm.
or at the dinner table just chatting, so and so. So they've given me that space.
Yeah.
I put YouTube on the TV, get a bit of motivation
Yeah.
to myself. Like I watch CT Fletcher quite a lot. I explained to you this last
You
time.
said it before as well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, CT Fletcher for me is like literally someone put a gun to my head and said, if you don't do this now, you're gonna fail. So I'm like, I need to do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So like you said, the whole, when you enter that room, you get the mindset clicks on, your mental state says, okay, you know what, now is the time to work out.
Exactly.
For me, what I feel like really did work was putting that certain area in place. But not only that, I thought to myself, you know what, I'll just do a couple of reps and a couple of
Yeah.
sets. You know what, it's better than doing nothing. And what will
Exactly.
eventually happen, I'd start my couple of reps, a couple of sets, and I'd be like, okay, so I've just done this. I might as well do this. I might as well do that. And by the time I know it, I'm looking at the time like, wow, that's been an hour and a half and I've worked out
Yeah.
and I'm sweating loads.
Yeah.
And I'm super hyped up. But yesterday, but the first day I started, I decided to do back. And I was like, oh, I've got to do deadlifts and this. I don't have heavy weights for deadlifts, so that means I have to increase reps,
Definitely.
just control all
Yeah.
that type of stuff. So I was dreading it at the time. Like, as much as I love working out, I was
Yeah.
dreading the fact that I have to go and do it at home.
Yeah.
I'm not in a certain place, so I don't feel comfortable, etc. But I just put a bit of Mike Rashid on, a bit of CT Fletcher, got told off a little bit. And by the time I knew it, I was doing a whole circuit. And I
Yeah.
thought to myself, okay, that's perfect.
Yeah. So
Like
I
yesterday, I
definitely,
did
yeah.
legs.
So I
So
definitely
legs work for
recommend
me a
a
lot.
circuit type of thing. Yeah, definitely. So while you train, instead of doing like how we're normally used to it, how you do your one exercise and then you move on. I think
Yes. Yeah.
definitely incorporating circuits. So the other day, like you said, leg day, I think I had a full circuit. So we did, I think it was lunges, and then we did a goblet squat with the dumbbells.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do a split squat. So like say like a 3 in a cycle, 3 exercises in a cycle, and do a couple of rounds of it. That's a lot better
Yeah.
as opposed to doing it individually. Because like you said,
Yeah.
we've got
100%.
a lot of weights with us. I've got a lot of heavy weights and stuff. So it's keeping the pace up, keeping the pace, and really going for volume as opposed to strength really training.
Yeah. 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 So what I'll do, I've actually wrote my leg workout, and I was going to send it to you yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna send it to you after this podcast, inshallah,
Sweet.
and just go through it and tell me how you feel with it.
We'll do, inshallah. Definitely will do.
So I feel like that's also important, like to share ideas with each other. Fitness perspective. So I actually look at different videos on Instagram of people doing home workouts, and I think,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? In the gym, I never actually normally do this. Like basic holds, for example.
Yeah.
Like yoga movements. When people do leg stretches and arm stretches, etc. All this type of stuff. I never incorporate that in my workout. But now,
it makes you try
about it, you know what?
Really, this whole situation.
Yes. Normally, where I go and do like pull downs, etc., all this other stuff, because I don't have the time to go and do all these holds and let's do abs, for example, all that stuff. Like people have, they're situated time for different things. I get into the gym and I'm like, okay, today's back day, so I've got 2 hours to do back day.
Yeah,
and then
go all out.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, because I don't know if I'm gonna be back here today, so I don't know. I'm not gonna be back here this week.
Yeah.
So, the way that the things are going, and now that's actually been put in place. Now I think to myself, you know what, I was right, because I went into the gym and I give everything I've got inside me. I give to the gym every single time I go there, and now the gym's closed. I think to myself, you know what, I'm actually glad that every time I went, I give 110%.
Definitely.
So I feel like with what's going on now, the whole quarantine, the whole situation that we're in, people have to still drive to that 110%. Because I'm telling you, once we start work again, once UK starts functioning properly again, people will go back into stress mode, and then they'll be like, oh, remember the quarantine days?
Yeah.
Remember the quiet days? That's what's going to happen.
It'll go down in the history books, that's for sure, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's essential. People will be like, a stress-free life, where is it gone again? I wish it came back.
Yeah.
But when you've got it in your plate right now, people don't want it.
Another thing to note as well is, a lot of people before pre-quarantine, we'll say that for now on, or pre-COVID. But basically, a lot of people had that excuse that, oh, I don't have the time. I don't have the time to do this. I don't have the time to do that. Thing is, in recent events, you realize that you actually have stuff at home you can actually be doing. Say, if you didn't get to the gym that day, you can still do things at home. Because we're all doing home workouts right now, so it just goes to prove that you can still do things at home if you can't have access to the gym on a normal day. No, it's just that you have to have that drive and that, okay, I'm gonna get it done. That kind of mindset to really get things in at home if you can't go other places.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So with people actually listening to this podcast, and people may learn something, or they may feel our conversation, which is obviously what we're aiming to do. We're aiming to motivate people, inspire people, 100%. And just get on a certain level where we feel they can help us and we can help them at the same time. So if anyone is training and they find it kind of difficult, motivation wise, inspiring wise, either message Muzzy or message myself. We give you a quick talking to, or we'll set you up a certain plan, and we can help you get the ball rolling, because that's what we're here. Yeah, we're here to look after each other.
Definitely, 100%.
So another thing I wanted to talk to you about was, what do you think about the prices spiking high with all this pandemic thing going on?
I think it's just really petty, to be fair, and it's sad to say, but it's a lot of our own people who are doing this, really. Our own Asian culture, who are raising the hike in the prices for some reason. I think now they've kept a lid on it now, because they're understanding that people are actually exposing them, and the government is actually getting involved. So previously, people were going crazy, like mass buying toilet rolls to sell off again in their own stores. I seen someone.
Why toilet rolls?
£16 for a pack of, I think it was 4 or something. So stupid.
Why toilet rolls though? Why toilet rolls?
I think people, they're basically locking themselves in the house, and the only thing they think, okay, well,
toilet roll. What am I going to run marshmallows?
What am I going to run out of? Oh yeah, toilet roll. But to be fair, it's not just toilet rolls that people were hiking the prices of. It was the meat. Like for us, the chicken, like a kilo of chicken was like £7 or £8, when usually it's like £4 or £4.
Yeah, half the price. Yeah.
For a kilogram of chicken breast, or even lamb or stuff like that. It was crazy. But I think a lot of people were exposing them, and they kind of got scared. Okay, we can't be doing that anymore. And alhamdulillah, it's better now, and they've reduced their prices quite a lot. Alongside that, not just people exposing them, it was trade standards were getting involved as well. So if they found out that you were hiking the price of something that wasn't meant to actually be that price, against the retail price, I guess, they were closing down certain stores, and giving warnings and fines and stuff. So I think that really put people back into place, thinking, we shouldn't be doing this. It's morally wrong. It's morally wrong to kind of, in a situation where people don't have enough money to buy certain things, right, to really be hiking the prices so much. But alhamdulillah, it's all right now. It's all right at the moment.
Yeah. See, this whole the moral aspect of things, I feel like if we didn't panic buy, or people didn't panic buy as much as they have done now, there'll be more for everyone else.
100%.
We wouldn't have to be lining up in a line to go into Tesco, where I've never done that before. So when my mum said to me, can you go pick up something from Tesco's? I approached Tesco's and there's a line outside, and I was like, is this what's going on over here? Is it a restaurant? Is it a bar? What's going on?
I think the lines now are more of a social distancing thing. So like I said, I work in Asda myself. So I work about four days a week now, or 4 or 5 days a week. As of now, because of the situation. But now it's not so much people rushing to get to the stores. It's more of social distancing. So what we do right now is we allow one person in and one person out. So people have to queue up for another person to get out at the moment.
Is there a certain time limit that the person's allowed to be in there for?
There's no time limit on individual people as of yet. I don't think they will really do that. It's just kind of hard to monitor as well. You can't really see, I saw you 20 minutes ago. You should get out right now. You know what I mean?
Well, it's been 6 minutes, mate, so it's time to make a move.
But all we've really done is we stopped 24-hour trading. Now we do from like 8 in the morning till 8 in the evening. So that's our time throughout the week, apart from Sunday, where it's different. I think it's like 11 till 5 or something like that. But that's one thing we've done. But the main thing to take away from this is that it's not that we don't have enough stock to supply to you all. It's that, because like you said, the people who are bulk buying stuff, that's the problem really. We have enough stock to accommodate for everybody. Like just yesterday, we had 2 deliveries of chilled frozen. For us, that's like all the stuff like cheese and butter and stuff like that, eggs, milk, all that stuff. That's chilled, frozen, all the stuff in the frozen aisle, and we also get produce. We've got enough stock upstairs to accommodate for everybody. So it's not so much that all the stock's going to run out and we need to grab everything as soon as we can to miss out. It's not anything like that. We've got enough people delivering throughout the day to stock the shelves. It's just you allowing us time to actually stock the shelves and be able to give everybody everything, what they need.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. So regarding working as Asda itself, you've seen the change of how busy it's gone from how quiet it's gone to.
Yeah.
So I feel like this whole pandemic is affecting a lot of businesses, and businesses will be on the verge of closure when this pandemic's actually over.
I'd say local businesses, not the big like supermarkets. We're making a lot of money actually. Not me personally. But
no, of course not you personally. But would you say more than you would have made if the pandemic wasn't happening? No, isn't it?
It's the pandemic. Yeah. If the pandemic wasn't happening, we'd be making we won't be making as much money on certain items. But I think it's a lot quieter now. Before, when the bulk buying whole the whole manic stage of it all was happening, we were making a lot of money. Now it's a lot slower, so a lot less people are actually coming into store. So I guess in these times we're making a lot less money than last year. I remember somebody saying, I think it was one of the managers walking past, or was it in the staff room? I can't remember, but he was saying that I think it was last week. He said this day last year, it was Mother's Day actually. So he said this day last year we made more money compared to what we are today, because
of course,
not as many people coming into the store and buying because of the whole
of course
scare and the whole lockdown situation. So now we're making a lot less money compared to last year, it makes sense because a lot less people coming out.
Yeah.
I'm missing the DOMs. I've not been actually training properly for the past few days. I've been
Why?
working a bit. I don't know. I've been working like quite long shifts at Asda. It's not an excuse. We were talking about this before. It's not an excuse. It's just I need to start getting back into it. So inshallah, today I've got 2 days off. I've got today off and tomorrow off. So I'm just gonna get a routine together and start working out today. So today I might do some back and arms, so back and biceps maybe. And we'll see.
So how many exercises would you say that you put in place?
Exercise, I think there's a limited amount you could do with dumbbell, because that's all I have at the moment. I have ordered some resistance bands on Amazon. Amazon got a waiting list of like a whole month really. It's crazy. So
seen it.
So I'm waiting for them to bring me the resistance bands. In the meantime, I'm just going to work on dumbbells. So I think, like I said, I'm going to do a circuit. I might do some rows, dumbbell rows. I might do some pullovers. I'll probably just lean on something, but I might just lean on the sofa or something like that.
Do you know with resistant bands, are you on about the ones that are quite elastic and not the ones that you wrap around your leg, just the strong bands like that? You on about them?
You can get a range of them. There's the ones that you're on about right now, and the one that are a lot longer, because basically you can attach it to something. For example, I can attach it to my treadmill on the handle, and I can.
Is that the one you're on about?
I can do rope pull downs. Yeah, is that the one you're on about?
Yeah. It's just a long band.
It's a lot longer. It's a lot longer. It's still quite
strong.
Quite exactly.
Yeah. So
strong.
If you want, I could drop some off to you. I'll drop 2 off.
That'd be amazing, that, Just let me know, innit? Drop us a message later on. Is it working?
Sweet. Yeah, it's back on. Yeah, I'll drop some off to you then.
Sound.
What am I doing today? I'm going to work in the evening today. So I can drop it off before I work if you want.
Sound.
Yeah? So you don't have to wait for that whole month period, innit?
Exactly, bro. But definitely, so I'd encourage everybody to get some resistance bands at least. I know getting dumbbells right now is quite hard. Actually, I think a lot of places are out of stock, actually. A lot of people just are buying a lot of equipment and stuff. So
yeah, but all this equipment now, the spike in the prices for them.
Yeah, I've seen.
I've seen dumbbells, and I'm just like, what? Why are they so
50
expensive
quid,
now?
£150 for like what? A rack of, I don't know, 15 kg dumbbells. Like, oh,
What? But it's crazy. Like, I understand with times like this is the time we'll be
yeah,
using it. But again, it's more like, when are you gonna use it again once the gym opens?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I
it's an
reckon,
investment you're making.
yeah, people will be mass selling it after this whole thing. You know what I
Man,
mean?
selling it for a lower price.
Yeah,
For a lower price. So everything that we're trying to get now, we
yeah.
get more of later.
Mm, that's true. That's true. But yeah,
So
try to get a back
that's
day.
that's what I feel like it is. I feel like everything people are buying now, from coloring books to other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what are we gonna do with all this stuff once this is over?
Mm. It's just to get us through the time that we're in right at the moment, isn't it? In terms of like playing cards and cards and games to play at home, that's more of like
Yeah.
interacting with your family a bit more. Because obviously a lot of us at the moment have not got much to do. Even with like working on different things like working out, and say you're working on yourself and doing your work and stuff. Say if you have still got YouTube work to do, you still got a lot of time in your day, and obviously spending more time with your family, playing cards or playing board games and stuff is important for some people, and I think I encourage it actually.
Yeah.
So I think for the meantime it's good, but even going on further after this whole quarantine thing breaks up and everything, I still think that I'd want to play cards with my family as well, like Uno cards,
Yeah.
for example.
So maybe it can help you build a relationship more with your family,
Definitely.
doing this type of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you mentioned uni. Now I just wanted to ask regarding uni and what's going on there. Have they stopped your exams, or what's going on now?
For me, I'm not in uni at the moment. I'm still in college.
Okay.
So for my course, it was an access course to higher education. So it's like a
Yeah.
one year thing where they give you a bunch of assignments and a few exams. So the good thing is I've already done all my exams so far. So all I've got left is my assignments. So for us, it's not any different. We're still doing our assignments as usual, and we're still estimated to finish by about July, mid-July or.
But
Yeah.
how are you doing assignments? Are you still getting taught online?
Yeah. So tomorrow we have a full day of online, I guess, meetings really, or lectures. Sorry, on it's called Microsoft Teams is what they're using. It's like Zoom, for example, what you're using right now, but it includes a lot more people, and you can send out over documents and stuff. It's quite good. So I've got a full day of that. So I've got biology, I've got a bit of psychology, a bit of physics as well. And during them times, they do a lot of they cover a lot of content, and so they cover our content during them times, and they set our assignments as well. So it's hard to adjust at the moment because we're not used to that. But I think we can still be able to do all our assignments on time. So alhamdulillah, it's not too bad.
Yeah. So I currently speak to a nurse. Yeah. One of my friends, she's a nurse, and she said to me they've not stopped the exams for her and for her certain subject, which I find is quite unfair to a certain extent. But she's not getting taught lessons either. So she's getting sent work online and told to do this work.
There is a lot of because without teaching, how are you meant to answer the questions for exams and do really well in exams if you're not really being taught properly? But I'd assume that they'd have certain like procedures in place, like say lower like a certain threshold of say your grading. They probably reduce your grading a little bit, or the entry requirements for next year or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they're going about it, but I'd assume that they'd have something in place to understand that they're in a certain situation where they're not getting proper teaching, and the exams don't really kind of give an idea of what their actual capabilities are. Since they're not getting
yeah. But talking about uni itself, like from what I've heard of, I've not been to uni. I didn't take the education route. I took the working route.
Yeah.
Now,
which is fine.
I heard you don't really get taught in uni, like lecture wise.
Well, I've not been to uni myself. I'm still in college, like I said. It depends where you go. It really does depend where you go. I think I've talked to a few lecturers myself actually as well, and they do say, because I went for a few of my interviews and we got a chance to talk to them as well. They were saying that it's not when it comes to uni, it's completely different to high school and college. So at uni, they expect you to do a lot of the work as well. So they teach you, but they expect you to come to them as well. So so they can give you extra work, or they can help you out with certain, say you don't understand a certain topic. They are more than willing to go over
Yeah.
it again, or give additional feedback, or help you through it. It's up to the student themselves to go up to the lecturers
Yeah.
and seek the help that they need, because those who actually do that and actually are in communication with the lecturers and actually want to succeed, they're the ones who do
Hmm.
really well. So it's not a case of having bad teaching. It's a case of really having more independence, really, and understand that, okay, it's your responsibility to get the work done, and
Okay. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
do that by being in communication quite regularly with your lecturer, I guess.
Yeah. If you're saying it that way, it's the whole independence side to it. It does make sense due to the fact that university and this type of education is meant to get you ready for the real world out there.
Yeah.
The real working world. So I feel like the whole independent scale, what you're saying, I feel like, yeah, I get more of it now.
Mhm.
Just for me, the whole education route, the reason it didn't work
Yeah.
was I just couldn't do with the whole marketing scheme and the whole
Yeah.
what was that? There's a thing called you have to, after finishing your assignment on the
Yeah.
back page, what's that thing called again?
Is that just like feedback for? I'm not
No,
sure.
you have to list where you get your information from.
Oh, referencing. Oh, it's
That,
a pain in
that's
the
the
arse.
one.
It's a pain.
That
Yeah.
is the one.
Oh,
See, for me, when I was in college, I tried the access course, like you said.
yeah.
It's a business one. I just wanted to get into university so I can do teaching and counselling.
Yeah.
Now, I went into the business access course, and alhamdulillah, I did quite well in terms of I understood the work, I got
Yeah.
along with my lecturers, got along with the students, and it was an adult course, so there's a lot of younger people and a lot of older people than myself. Now, I got voted as a class president or class,
Okay.
either the mentor of
Yeah.
the class. It was me and another student, and that doesn't mean I was a goody two shoes. It just means that I understood the work.
Ah, I read that. I read that.
So yeah, so what happened with us was she used to hand us the assignment as normal. Teaching was great. We got the assignment. You finish the assignment off, send it back in as normal.
Yeah.
Now, I received an assignment, let's say on a Monday, and I handed it in on Wednesday, and it's meant to be due in the next week.
Mhm.
So I did it quite fast because I just thought to myself, as soon as I got it, I finished it.
Yeah.
I went to hand it in, and as I went to hand it in, I said to her, "Can you please the code just real quick?" And she's like, "Everything's perfect. I'll
Yeah.
send you feedback." I said, "Okay, cool."
Okay.
She sends me an email saying, "Your work is absolutely perfectly fine. Yeah, everything's good about it. Only one thing missing." I said, "Yeah, what is it?" And she said, "Referencing." I said, "Is my work completely fine?" She said, "Yeah, the only difference is you haven't done referencing."
Yeah.
And she was like, "You need to reference your work." And I was like, "Should I tell her the truth?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "I didn't do any research." And she goes, "What do you mean?" She goes, "What do you mean?"
Pretty
I
right.
said, you wrote the assignment up and asked the questions, and
Yeah.
I answered it from learning from your lessons, like what
Yeah.
I've learned, I've answered it in that manner. So I didn't really use any books and videos, etc. I didn't use anything like this. And she's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "I wrote. Did you say to me my answers are all correct?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "So my work is absolutely fine." She said, "Yeah." She went, "But you haven't done referencing." I said, "But that's the thing. I haven't read anything, so I can't list anything." And she's like, "Well, it's not going to be counted then." I was like, "Why not?" I was like,
Yeah.
"What do you mean? Why not?" And she's like, "Because you have to get ready for uni. You have to reference." And I was like, "But you don't understand. I've not read anything, so I'm not going to write I've read so and so when I've not read
Yeah.
so and so." Now, for me to say that, I felt like I was lying to myself, so I couldn't do that.
Yeah. So that was a frustration you found
And
with
me and
this.
her had a bit of a
Yeah.
tiff about it. Yeah, I'm telling you, it was frustrating.
Yeah.
So the whole class felt kind of the same way I felt with the whole referencing, as it was new to us.
Yeah.
And I was told to, as the class president, speak to the tutor about it.
Okay.
Now, I went and spoke to the tutor about it.
Yeah.
Long story short, she started crying. She said that the students are not backing her anymore. And I
Oh.
was like, I'm just coming from what they've said.
Yeah.
And I was stuck in this room with me, the other class president, and her crying. And I was like, this is so awkward. And the other class president decided to mop me up and said, well, only Yusuf feels this way, and he's influenced everyone else to feel this way. And I was just sat there with like what? I thought we were supporting each other. What happened here? So I kind of didn't feel in my place within that course, and I just left. I thought this is not for me. Which I then bumped into one of the tutors in the meat shop, obviously, and she was just asking me, she's like, "Oh, so what do you do now?" Blah blah. She's like, "Are you working in retail, etc.?" And I was like, "No, actually, I work in a school." And she goes, "You work in a school?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "But you hate education," and I was like, "Yeah, I know." And she's like, "So how are you
Crazy
teaching
how
other
things
students to
come up.
educate themselves?" And I was like, "Because I want them to be better than me. I'm not saying education is the better way forward, but what I'm trying to say is, don't give up on something that you want to do.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, if you really, really want to do something, then there's other paths that you can go down, other routes you can go down instead of just the educational path."
Yeah.
And I feel like me taking this, me going into this certain thing helps a lot. Now, saying that, I've actually looked to go into counselling. So, inshallah, if that does work out, then
Yeah, I heard you said we were talking once. Yeah, you were saying. I think that'd be
yeah,
really
because
good for you. I think you'd be really good in that sector. I guess.
inshallah.
Inshallah, for
Because I
sure.
feel like, the things that we're going through nowadays in our times, like we talk about mental state all the time,
Yeah.
it's increasing, and not only in women, it's increasing a lot in men. Like I heard most suicide rates are from men,
Yeah,
not from
definitely.
women.
I've heard that as well. I think that with men, and especially in our culture, we have a tendency to keep things in. We don't really show that emotion.
Yeah, yeah,
When things get hard, we kind of just bottle it all up. We keep it all in. It's kind of that. I don't know. In our culture, you're seeing it. If you show some of that emotion, if you let your emotions kind of be known to everybody else, you're seen as
yeah,
weak. You're not seen as
yeah.
strong.
It's a weakness.
As,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly. And I actually got in contact with somebody who was doing their dissertation for university, and their whole thing was centered around mental health in the Asian cultures as well.
hmm
So I did get a lot of insight from her as well. But yeah, it is quite a big thing in our culture to kind of bottle everything up and kind of just get on with it, which I think is
yeah, yeah,
wrong, because it causes, like you said, a lot of suicide rates to increase, especially
yeah, 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 yeah,
because we don't know how to kind of express our, say, anger, or if you got a lot of sorrow, or whatever it may be. We don't
yeah,
know how
yeah,
to
yeah.
do
A
that
certain feeling.
because,
Yeah,
yeah, there's no avenue for us to deal with our emotions, whatever's going through in our lives, really.
yeah, yeah.
But counselling for like what you're going to do is quite big for us, as men and even women as well. And I think
hmm
you'd be really good in that sector for sure. Like I said before, inshallah, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. See, first I thought the reason that most suicidal rates for men was because women talk too much. So,
Damn, a lot of the women are complaining about this. But yeah, it is. It's a big,
that's the spike.
yeah,
A lot of hate now, isn't it? But yeah, I guess the things that we're going through, feelings wise, and as a male Asian,
yeah,
we aren't taught how to deal with these certain things. And when we do feel something inside, whether it's a negative or a
yeah,
positive, we just don't know how to react.
yeah. That's true.
I've been through certain things from last year to
Mm.
this year. I'm not too sure if I spoke
I think you might have touched
to you
upon it.
about it.
Yeah,
But certain things that's happened. Yeah, yeah, that thing. So there's certain things that we've all been through. So I went through something last year, and it's now taught me how to be more in touch with my feelings. So
for
if
sure.
if if we were talking about something emotional now, I wouldn't mind crying on camera. Other
Yeah,
males would be like, "Oh my god, look at him! He's crying on camera. He's this, he's that," and negative assumptions to that straight
definitely.
away, isn't it? People would jump on it and be like, "Oh, he thinks he lifts weight, and now he's crying on camera. Look at him." It's just like, no, mate. The thing is, we are allowed to feel how we want to feel, and I
Exactly.
feel like a lot of males want to express their feelings, but they're
Mhm.
afraid of what other males might say or
Definitely.
how
That
other females
alpha
might
male
look at them.
mentality that we all have. That kind of we want to be seen as strong and seen as an alpha, kind of an alpha kind of a character, really.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, definitely. We all go through things in our life, and it's best to kind of having an avenue to kind of really express yourself, really, I guess. That's all I can really say, to be fair. For most
Yeah.
people, it's going to the gym. And for others,
Yeah.
I think going to the gym is not enough, you know. And counselling is a way to kind of deal with your emotions and kind of deal with whatever's going on in your life, really. It's not weak to seek counsel from other people. It's actually it's a good thing. It should be more what's the word? It should be more you're promoted, really, to wherever you need.
Mm-hmm. Well, advertised for people who are actually going through things. And
Yeah.
personally, do you actually get messages or DMs from people who want to talk or want to talk about a certain subject? Does that happen to your friends, maybe your family, or strangers even?
Maybe once or twice. I don't have it happening to me a lot. A lot of people come to me for advice every once in a while. More often than not, it's kind of fitness related. But I've had a few people message me about certain more sensitive topics that are on their mind, because I guess they confide in other males, isn't it? Other people who are similar. I guess if they see themselves as somebody else, they're more likely to confide in you, I guess. But yeah, how about yourself?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, personally, I do get a few emails here and there from men and women who are going through certain things. They're like, "Oh, Yusuf, what do you think about this?" And I'm not qualified or certified in anything.
Yeah, for sure.
No counselling, etc. All that advice. It's just more personal, what I feel or what I've researched on. So when I do advise certain people, it's more of advice what not only what I feel I would do, but it's more what would morally correct, what would be if you think of the impact on other people around you, the impact on yourself. Is it fair, this decision that you're making on yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you're saying right now with this whole quarantine thing, we have to constantly think we have to build on ourselves, and that's what it all comes down to. If we are talking about this whole thing, the whole concept of quarantine, mental health, everything just comes down to what are you doing for yourself, and are you doing justice to yourself?
In these times, yeah, definitely, that's true. I was going to touch upon your modelling career, if you talk about, because you used to do a bit of modelling, didn't you? Before
Yeah.
How come you stopped that? Or is that just
so for me, the whole modeling scene came through when let me just.
So I know that you did modeling previously, and I just want to know what your opinions of the industry is and how you found it and why you actually stopped. If you want to go into
so for me, I started modeling around end of 2016. I built myself up a lot in 2017. By 2018, end of the year, I was kind of finished due to the fact that I didn't want to do it anymore. So the whole build-up started off when I was 18 years old. Now, this is going around 10 years ago. Yeah, I revealed my age. I'm 27, 28 in April, so these white hairs are not lying to you.
No, you look a lot younger than 27, actually.
Mashallah, mashallah. It's the cream I'm using, E45.
That's the cream.
That's the one. So, yeah, for myself, I wanted to start when I was 18 years old. It's a friend of mine who was actually doing it at the time. And she was like, "Oh, Yusuf, you know what? You should get into this, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, modeling, me? And I like taking pictures anyway, like for myself and of other things like photography in general. So to do that was more confidence thing rather than get my face out there and get known at first. It's more like, you know what, I think this is for me.
So you'd say that it definitely increase your confidence and built you up, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So when I was 18 years old, first show was Sasha's Hotel in Manchester. Do you know it?
I'm not sure. I can search up now. I want to try out a little feature on here. Basically, I can share the screen with you right now.
Okay, go on then. Let's see.
Let's see if this works. Can you see the screen?
Oh yeah, I can see the screen. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's crazy that. Sasha's, that's SACHAS.
SACH, is it?
Yeah. AS.
AS.
Hotel,
no problem. Manchester, yeah?
Yeah, that's the one.
No problem. So if I can pull it up, try get this big screen. Um,
Let me
so
just tell you before you upload that it's not the most brilliant of hotels.
isn't
It may
it?
look pretty in pictures, but it's
Is
not
that the
okay.
one you're on about?
That's exactly the one I'm on about. It's behind
Okay.
Starbucks on Market Street.
I know
It's
that.
it used to be quite a big, famous hotel
Right.
before all the industry hotels actually came in. So when I was going to a show there 10 years ago, it was kind
Yeah.
of big, you know. So I turned up and they dressed me up as an Arab, had a clean shave, and they passed me the whole, how the outfit actually does look like.
Yeah.
And then they said to me, just go on the stage and don't smile, don't show no teeth, keep a straight face, and after 5 seconds, turn around and walk back. I was like, okay. He was like, don't wave at anyone, don't smile at anyone, because I've got a tendency to smile
Yeah. But you're quite a smiley person.
all the time. So trying to keep my straight face. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. A lot of people think I'm not, but I am. So I got on stage and I was like,
Just
whoa,
broke.
whoa, whoa. Yeah, exactly. Do my and got to the end of the stage, did the pose, which I didn't know what a pose was back then. So I
Yeah.
turned around and I came back. After the show finished, we all, went for dinner,
Yeah.
normal. But I didn't receive any pictures, didn't receive any feedback, or nothing off that show. And I was like, what? I was like, where's all my pictures gone? Asking the organisers, and they were like,
Yeah.
sorry, but we've got no pictures of you. And I was like, oh, thanks for that, mate. Yeah, exactly.
Weird, innit?
So, yeah, I got told by a person on that show that I wasn't good enough. So, yeah, that kind of knocked me down even more. And he kept on saying to me, I'm not good enough. So, mentally, I had to tell myself, I am better than he's saying. But I couldn't. So that was kind of big for me, the fact that I couldn't say it to him. Because in our lives, we do have that certain person who will knock you down, whether it's a family member, friend, colleague, etc. There's always someone that's trying to topple you.
Yeah.
So this person was trying to topple me, and I felt it inside so much. I just couldn't confront them about it.
Yeah.
So I remember I was on the Recovery Mile, Windsor Road, and I was going for some food, and I seen this person, and he was with a couple of models that day, and he knocked me down again in front of them. He's like, "Oh, Yusuf came to our show, blah blah blah," and I was, but
Really?
he's not good enough. So maybe next time, Yusuf. And I was like, "Yeah, thank you very much for that."
I'm about to. I'm going.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, "Yeah, thanks, mate. Just trying to build my confidence up here, but you're doing a great job of building it with me." And 2016 came, and I got approached by someone saying to myself, have you thought about doing modelling? And I was like, well, I've done it previously, and I just didn't feel it at the time. They're like, well, why not try it now? The industry has changed a bit. So I was like, okay, it's they were like, it's male perspective. They're trying to take on more males, because a lot of times when you think modelling, you think females. A lot of times when you think modelling, you just think dresses, etc. It's not more suited to men.
That's true.
So I thought to myself, okay, let's try it. My first shoot was in a suit, a navy blue suit, Salford Keys, and that's where I set up my portfolio. And I was the same size as I was now, maybe a bit fatter, I guess, because I was just going through my whole bulking phase.
Yeah.
And mashallah, I had quite a long beard like yourself as well.
Yeah.
And no white hairs though, so it's going well. Everything was looking forward. And so from then on, I sent my pictures to everyone, and a lot of times when I went to such as Boss Models, Jador, etc. These are model agencies in Manchester. They're quite big, and they just kept saying to me the same thing: "You're too big. You're too big." As in like size-wise, everybody said it. Because I remember I was sat on the sofa, and this person was sat next to me who was speaking to me. I was just like, "Yeah, mate, you okay? Yeah." And he just sat there like, I think you need to lose a bit of weight. And I was like, mate, you know how long it took me to get this big? Because the thing is, yeah, exactly. I was like, for me, it was more of a mental and confidence thing to get big, because I didn't like the fact that I was skinny. Now, a lot of people might be comfortable with that, but I wasn't comfortable with that. So when I got some size on me, I felt great.
Yeah.
I felt good in the t-shirt. I felt like I was feeling jumpers, feeling t-shirt, better, felt healthier, etc. All this stuff was going for me. So for someone to tell me that, you need to lose weight, I was like, mate, do you know what I've been through to get here right now? The
It is a
journey.
big struggle trying to put on weight,
Yeah,
get to a certain
exactly.
a weight size.
You know, the amount of times we have to eat, the amount of times we have to go work out, we have to do this, do that, and the struggle is huge. It's a massive struggle out there. And he said to me, yeah, you need to lose weight. And I was like, okay, thank you very much for your perfect advice. Again, someone knocking me down.
Yeah.
So I went and did some HIIT training throughout the whole of like 2017. And I did, actually, I lost a lot of weight. I went from around 94 kg to maybe 83.
Mm-hmm.
So I lost a lot of weight.
That's good.
And that's when I started to get shows.
It's a lot of weight you lost, man.
It was a lot of weight. I can show you a picture, honestly, from my bulking phase to my skinny phase, and you'd be thinking, wow, Yusuf, what happened to you?
Yeah.
Like, it was literally that much. 1 second, yeah. To me, I was just getting knocked down by certain people. So for me to lose weight again was quite a big thing.
Yeah.
Now, I lost all my weight in 2017, went down to the KJ to explain to you, and I started to get more shows. I started to get further into modelling. Went to Manchester, London, Paris. You know, all these different places. Honestly, they paid for my flight. They paid me a wage. Paid for my hotel. Yeah, I went to work, got to chill, get to do everything I wanted to do. So I did, alhamdulillah, in my 1.5 years or 2 years of modelling, I did get myself out there. And a lot of people were, instead of, you know, right now as an ex-model, I can say this due to the fact because I have done modelling. Models now, they have to apply to certain agencies and wait for answers back, etc.
Yeah.
But then what happens is you hit a certain threshold where these agencies and people will start messaging you instead and say, "Can you come here? Can you come there?" Yeah. So you know, like
you trying to source out your own agencies, right? They're sourcing you out.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that helped me quite a lot, alhamdulillah. Like I got people were starting to message me. Like I was in Dubai, and then someone sent out something and said, "Please, can you wear this?" and sent me a picture, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I will do." So, mashallah, it's quite fun for me.
That's good
to do all that stuff. But then I started to get back into the gym more frequently with heavy weight. Started to gain weight again, and I started to attend these shows. And everyone's like, "Oh, Yusuf, you're getting big again," and I was like, "You know what? Yusuf wants to get big, so Yusuf will get big."
Now it's on your terms, isn't it? So if you're gonna get big, you have to adapt. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah, exactly. So now they had to, get bigger sizes for me, etc., to fit me into more stuff. And I think that worked for me quite well because when I started modeling for these people as a skinny person, they were like, "Oh, Yusuf, thank God you've lost weight, blah, blah, blah." And then when I gained it all, they were like, "Oh my God, Yusuf, you've gained all your weight back." And I was like, "Yeah, I've gained all my weight back." And they're like, "Okay, you know what? Even though you gained your weight back, we still want you, so we're going to get you a bigger size." I was like,
That's
"See,
good.
now this is setting things on my terms." That was my whole fitness journey. The reason I stopped is because mentally I didn't feel like it was correct for me anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't get knocked down by anyone. I feel more comfortable in my body as I am now. And I feel like the whole modelling helped me to build my confidence, as a lot of people are in it for confidence and for their mental state of mind, which is brilliant. But please, those who are doing modelling, don't let it chew you away. Don't let it eat you away. And don't let other people's perspective of how you look make you feel this is how I should be looking. Don't let people put you into that box. Is that a box? There's the box.
There's the box. No, that's really good.
On that note, I'm sorry, but I have to leave today.
It's all good, man. Thank you so much, man, for joining this podcast.
Thank you for inviting me today.
Probably get you on next week again, hopefully.
Inshallah.
And I'm gonna try to do it as a weekly thing. Inshallah. It was good talking to you, man. We got through quite a lot actually. I think it was nearly an hour and a half now. I think we started at probably 2:10 or something like that. It's nearly 40 now, 3:40. We got through a lot of topics. Inshallah, I'm going to try and edit all this up, right? And hopefully next week I'll post it, or whenever I finish it up. I'll post it on YouTube. If you want the video, I can send it to you as well. Just let me know.
Okay, inshallah.